Hey, what's going on, everybody? Kellen Cash here with another work break conversation. Hair's looking crazy, but that's okay. Want to say this is the Kellen Cash work break conversation, but this right here is that diversified game sweatshirt that you can see. You can see, for those who can see, if you're on the podcast, go to diversifiedgame.com, but you'll see my picture, you'll see Tyson, you'll see AL, and I just wanted to sport that real quick. And you guys can actually cop that gear or whatnot on Diversified Game. But today, I want to get into the game of how to save money but stay living that luxurious life. People see things on TV all the time. They want these things. They say, I got to have these things to feel like whatever. And you know what I do? Because we just recently took a trip, my wife and I, from Texas to Louisiana and back again. And what I like to do when I'm around my everyday circle, I like to just be normal, plain, kind of stick in but stick out, depending on where I'm going. But the one thing, when I go out of town, I like to rent nice cars. And that's kind of like my test drive, how I test drive cars. So this time I got the Jaguar XC. Shout out to Sixt Rental Car. If they ever want to do a deal, I'll do promos for them. I'm like gold status with Sixt. I love Sixt because they have the nicest cars. Even if you get, I guess their average car is a Kia, but I've never gotten that from them because I go for them at a certain price point to get certain things, and I know world globally they're pretty good. Even in Iceland, I believe they were in Iceland, even though we didn't rent a car in Iceland, but I like to rent nice cars. And you know what that does? I want you to think about, for some of y'all who pay car payments of $500 and above, I've never done that. And I haven't done that because it doesn't make sense to me at this point to pay $500 above for something that someone else is getting for cheaper. If you're going to pay like a big car note, it's like, hey, you're going to pay $1,200 a month for the Aston Martin. I got you. I know what you're doing. But what about when you just travel? And if you travel a lot, especially, or you join these car clubs and you save your money, and instead of buying the Aston Martin, you just go rent it. You know what I mean? You take it out on a Sunday drive, a Monday drive. Now, if you're trying to impress people, like maybe you're a real estate agent and you're like, well, I need a certain car, that's a whole different thing. And if you really want to impress people, within a certain budget, there's even ways to do that now with all the car services. But I just don't think that, you think about many people who have a Mercedes and it's stuck in the driveway because they need a repair that they can't afford. Brakes on a Mercedes, on a Land Rover, all those things, 700 and above, right? So instead of doing that, you think about your maintenance, you think about your high car payment. I know my pops, he gets his luxury cars for $300. I don't know how he does it, but it's something when you have enough cash to be able to buy your car cash if you wanted to. They just give you a deal just because. But think about you're paying monthly, your maintenance, and then your insurance, right? If you just want, some of y'all just want to go out there and stun on the gram, you don't have to do that. You don't have to go broke. And there's so many ways for you to save and then put wear and tear on, a company's car rather than your own car. One thing I like about our cars are, they're just regular size. You know what I mean? You got 2 kids and a wife. You can't have the convertible, but I like the smaller cars in the city because when you're rolling through Seattle and you need parking, you got to have it. When you're rolling through Oakland, Los Angeles, New York, you don't want to be in the Hummer, unless you valet everywhere. And that is for a whole different bracket of person. So if you're out here and you really want to, stun on the people, rent cars. But more importantly, if you want to save some money, save some bread and just and just rent these cars. Get the Mercedes when you go out of town. You know what I mean? Ride that thing. We went from Dallas to Louisiana to Houston to Dallas again. And I hate even moving my car like that. Plus, it was just my wife and I. But if you have kids, on those long journeys that kids are eating in the car. You look at your back seat, it's embarrassed. You don't want your luxury car to be like that. So it's all about what part of life you're in. But I know cats who go broke trying to keep up with a flashy car that sometimes they can't even drive anymore because they don't have the maintenance, or it's maintenance reverse food. And I just love that our cars are paid for. If somebody was, kids hit a wall or a pole or something with the door when they open it, how kids are anxious to get out. There's no big deal. I'm not worried about it, so I can have more money to put into the things that I'm loving to do, like this diversified game hoodie. I'm loving this, and I don't just have the hoodie, people. You can also get this on the website. Got the phone cover, and I love our own stuff. With all this, they're talking about brands, insulting people, especially black folks all the time. Wear your own stuff. Wear your own stuff. So that's my work break tip is save some money by you can even rent those high end purses that you ladies like when you go out to a special event. Why does that thing have to sit in your closet for most of its lifetime and you don't even wear it? And then when you do wear it one time, you want to upgrade. So you don't have to keep the tags on anymore. I'm trying to save you some money. You know what I mean? It's like when men rent tuxedos because they're not rocking those every day. And I know some of you ladies are like, oh no, the purses are different. I don't want to share purses. But what you need to do is make sure you have enough money and coins to put in that purse. Because as a consultant, we look at people and we're like, man, you spend all this money on luxury items, but you did not spend on your business, that you did not spend on your kids' education. You know what I mean? Like you got a lot of folks going around like, oh, I bought the new Maserati or whatever it is, and you haven't put that into your business. That's backwards. That's backwards. And you did it. You did it because those things gratify you. You need to really get right. You need to, there's not enough meditation. You really need to pray to God and get your mind right. And why are we doing these things? It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying not to have it. I'm just saying it's how you have it, to make sure you have it. It doesn't have you. You've heard that before. So that's my work break for the day. As at least right now, you guys keep sending me emails. Tell me some things that you want to hear about. Go check out that Diversified Game podcast where we even talk about more business. Business is life. You know what I mean? Business is life because this is how you set up the next generation and the next generation. And how they see you working is how they should work. Yada, I'm Kellen Cash. I'm out. Y'all be blessed.